My wife snuck out on an adventure with me. We're doing a little bit of hiking, so we're just going to show you a little bit of where we're at. So this is Matthew's Arm campground. This is the non-generator area, so there's no reservations required here. First come, first serve. You may stay here for the night. Yeah, I do actually. I made this video because when I got back from our trip, I went through the footage and I realized that I could have missed out on a wonderful time that I had with my wife, and how precious these moments are. So before I get into the correspondence that I had with Alone and how that all unfolded, I just wanted to talk about a few things that actually kind of lead into why I'm making this video. So as my channel continues to grow, I get approached by a lot of different companies with opportunities to promote products. And I take a lot of pride in my channel being very transparent and honest with my viewers and my audience. So that's why I kind of want to take a few minutes here before we get into the Alone topic to discuss like kind of my sponsorships and how I kind of choose what I select. I make a point of only standing by things that I'm going to use. So if you've been watching my videos, you can tell that I work with Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, Battleborn batteries, Princess Auto, and Diamondback truck covers, to name a few. And I want to just take a minute to explain some of the things and how this works for a YouTube channel, or at least my YouTube channel. So sometimes I'm approached by companies, and they're companies that I was either already working with or already a big fan with, or quite frankly stuff that I would have bought from them anyways. So Princess Auto and Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops are two examples of companies that kind of reached out to me. Super stoked to work with them. For example, Cabela's has always been a huge store for me that I've enjoyed going to. When my kids were younger, I used to pack them up, and it was like going to Disney World for me. So we drive an hour to Cabela's store in Dundee, Michigan, and spend the day there because I'm an outdoors guy and I've always enjoyed that sort of thing. So when Cabela's reached out to me saying, hey, you want to work together, I was really excited about doing that, and their products I use anyways. So how it works when you see Cabela's products on my channel is I choose what I get, and I promote it because it's something I would have bought anyway. So don't tell Cabela's that, but it's just true, and it's true a lot of the places I work with. Princess Auto, I would have needed to buy all the things that I bought from Princess Auto to build this trailer. That's one of the specialties at that store. Luckily for me that they reached out, and I was able to benefit from that relationship, and they obviously have too, so it's been a mutual sort of thing. Then there's companies that I reached out to that, quite frankly, I was going to buy their stuff regardless. So Battleborn batteries, I need lithium batteries for the trailer build. I was researching it. Battleborn is the company to get. Their customer service is great, their product's great, And before I actually hit the buy button online, I reached out to them, sent them an email. And lucky for me, they were generous enough to sponsor my channel and supply me some product for free. That was awesome. But again, I stand by their stuff because I was going to buy it anyways. Diamondback truck covers, another example. I was going to buy their product whether they gave it to me or not. And luckily, again, the benefits of having my channel and how it's been growing is that they wanted to work with me and I was able to get their product for free. I already did the review video of their truck cover. If it sucked, I would tell you now. It's awesome. I freaking love it. It's great, and I would totally recommend you buying it because it's an awesome truck cover. So, you know, they get to benefit from that, but I get to benefit from getting their product. So that's kind of what I'm leaning toward. I turned down a ton of stuff. I could easily have an electric bike every month free. Like these companies in China are offering electric bikes, electric power stations, and these things are anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 each. And I literally get offered them at least, you know, once a month, a bike or a power station. But I have integrity. I'm not just going to take their product and not make a review, but I don't want my channel to be nothing but e-bike reviews and power station reviews, and that's not what I'm doing. So I turned down a lot of that stuff. The reason I'm going on about this is because my friend Darcy, who owns Polar Joe, this is a product that I've been using for years. Darcy and I have known each other for a long time. We did some mountain bike races years ago. You know, here's us finishing up a 3-stage mountain bike race using his product. If I want to keep things nice and simple and know that I'm not going to bonk during a really exerting trip or whatever else, I bring Grupo, which is kind of their product line for athletes, and Polar Joe is their kind of protein coffee. So that's what I have on this trip I just wanted to talk about, because Polar Joe, in the morning, if I have a cup of that, which is a protein-based coffee that you can have cold or warm, and I have a banana, and I am off hiking, or I'm off doing a lot of things, instead of just having empty carbs in the morning. So I do stand by this, and this is why I've wanted to promote it. Darcy, you know, we were talking last time I was there picking up product, because I buy this stuff all the time. And he said, you know what, why don't we get you a discount code? So if you're interested in buying this, I'm going to put the information on the screen here. And Polar Joe, and I guarantee you, you will like this coffee. You will notice a difference because it gives you some substance in the morning instead of just having, you know, empty calories. So the discount code will be Drenalin 2022. So if you go to the checkout, you'll get 10% off your order. Now, full disclosure, I will get a little bit of a kickback for that, but only because Darcy insisted, because he's such a stand-up guy and he did not want me to do this for nothing. So he's insisted that I get a little kickback on it, which I'm sure is not going to be a lot, but I just, again, always like to be transparent and honest with my viewers. So now that that's out of the way, I'm sure you're interested in Alone. So in March, I got an email from a casting agency that oversees the TV show Alone. So if you're not familiar with Alone, it's on the History Channel and it's in its 10th season, which is going on right now. And I'm a fan of it. I've been watching it since it really came out. I literally know 3 people that have been on it. You know, I make videos with Joe Robinette years ago. He was on the first season. The Baird brothers were on season 4. You know, so I've had a nice opportunity to know those people, and I know kind of what the show is all about. My wife and I, the whole family, we're all fans. I have friends that watch the show, and I can appreciate the survival mentality of being left in the outdoors and having to survive as long as you can. So when I got the email, I was surprised because I've never actually applied to be on the show. I've been a fan from a distance. And getting the email was one of those things where, wow, what an opportunity this could be. So the email was simply, we came across your YouTube channel. You look like a great candidate that could apply to be on Alone. So by no means was it like, hey, we guarantee you a spot. It was like, hey, they were encouraging me to apply. I showed my wife the email. She's a big fan of the show, so you're more excited than I was, and totally encouraged me to go ahead and see what it was all about. So I had a Zoom meeting with the casting crew from Alone. So I guess the Zoom meeting went really well because they sent me to the next step, which was to ask me to film certain criteria that they had. So they sent me this kind of list of self-filming and what they wanted for me to film to kind of move to the next level. So that's what I did. I went up north and I filmed some footage that they kind of were requesting, building shelters, making fires, and all that great stuff. But when I was up there, I really felt that my heart was not in it. And the biggest reason for that was that every time I've watched the episode, lots of candidates choose to tap out because they're missing their family. And the trip that I just went on with my wife, is a perfect example of how I would have missed out on that if I had been successful and gone away for potentially 2 months or whatever, however long I lasted, which by no means do I think that I would have won the challenge. My biggest challenge is keeping weight on. So I'm a pretty skinny guy and I have a high metabolism. So, you know, I would have had to have really bulked up, and a lot of things would have had to gone right for me to be successful on the show anyways if I was selected. But after I got back from my trip of filming all the footage, I got back and I told my wife that I was not going to bother submitting it, and I was going to tell them that I wasn't interested in trying to get on the show, because I really felt when I was out there filming this footage that I didn't have anything to prove. My heart wasn't in it. I didn't want to be away from my family for that long. And quite frankly, I'm building a trailer. I love the direction that my life is going in. I love having the opportunity to go see all the places I want to see in a little bit of comfort. I've done the bushcraft thing, I've done all that years ago, and I just wasn't interested in doing it anymore. So I made this video because I had a wonderful trip with my wife hiking in the Shenandoah Mountains, and I look back on the drive home thinking that I would have missed out on that wonderful trip if I had been successful, maybe been away at this time. So that's it. That's the reason why I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was kind of neat. A lot of my friends thought it was kind of neat that Alone reached out to me in the first place. Hope you appreciate that I'm trying to be as honest as I can with my audience at all times. And the trailer build, when it's all said and done, you're going to know that this guy truly did it himself, and he truly didn't know what he was doing, because he made lots of mistakes along the way, and he shared those with us so that we don't have to make them. So that's truly what I want you to get out of my videos. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.